Are you ready? Let it bounce.
What's up, gang, and welcome to Beyond the Chair TV. I'm your host, T-Rock, and today we got a special guest in the house. My boy, I work with him, man. This brother is one of the coldest dressers I know. He can put together colors like nobody you ever seen, and he's the brainchild behind the brand SKOOL Clothes. My man, Michael Hamilton, aka Big Mike. Man, Big Mike, what's going on, man? I'm glad to have you, brother. It's really good to have you.
Man, blessed to be here. Blessed to be here. Appreciate the invite.
And we got to give it up, man. My co-host over here, Mr. DJ, Mr. Debonair himself.
Yes, sir. It is I. It's a pleasure being here. And one of the greatest barbers I know, dressers I know, clothing. Like every time you put it on, you put it together very well. I really want some inspiration when it comes behind, coordinating and clothing and
hold on. We
putting that shit on the right way.
We gonna get to that.
Okay.
All right. We got that for y'all. We're gonna get to that. But first of all, man, just starting out, how did you let me start out from the beginning. For those who don't know, you've been in the game how long? How many years?
January of 2026 will be 31 years. I've been a licensed barber. 31
years in the barber industry. What was, when you first got started, what was the thing that made you say this is what I want to do? How did you get started?
Oh man, that's a crazy. I never had any idea that barbering was gonna be the thing for me, man. I'm a lifelong. I always went to the barber shop growing up, but being a barber was never on my radar. I was gonna be a lawyer, and I left and went to college to do that. But things happen, things change, and I wound up in the workforce just working. But my true inspiration for becoming a barber was my best friend, man, by the name of Kevin Johnson. He was cutting my hair, and he was about to move to Houston. So he was leaving, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get my hair cut. I guess I'm gonna have to go back to the barber shop. So I just asked him one day, hey man, how you know what to do when you be looking on the side of those clippers, you be moving it up and down, how you know what to do? And he taught me what to do. He told me what to do. And when he left, I started cutting my own hair. And from that point forward, I was about, I think I was 21 then, 20 or 21. From that point forward, I've been cutting hair. So I got two younger brothers, so I started cutting their hair to practice and just to get better at it. And get experiment on, So I was working on a job, had a pretty good job, but it was a job where I was working outside, and I was like, man, I really ain't cut out for this kind of work. So if I ever lose this job, I think I'm gonna go to barber school. And sure enough, that winter, right around Thanksgiving time, I wound up getting fired from that job. And I said, well, this is my chance to go to barber school. And that February, I started going to barber school, and I've been in it ever since. So that's how I wound up being a barber.
What was, when you say he was moving that level, what was that for you? Like, was it a brand new clip, or was it what was it?
Man, it was your garden variety, black and white wall adjustables.
Old school.
With the plastic guards. Mm-hmm. And that's the only clipper we had, so that was what we used for the edge up and for the cut.
Yeah.
So, and I would be, and as I'm sitting there getting it cut, I'm looking at him in the mirror, and I see him, moving that lever on the side up and down. I was like, well, how you know what you're doing when you do that? And so he just showed me like, okay, this move it to different lengths. This move this blade up and down like this. Mm-hmm. Then when you put this on this make it longer. Or if you wanted to, to be close, you use this one. So I just said, okay, cool. I put all that, stored it up in my head. And when he finally left, I went and bought me some clippers. And then I was like, okay, well, he said this is what you do. And I locked myself in the bathroom. And at the time, I was living at home with my parents. So we had the one bathroom, it had a long vanity with the long mirror. Yeah. So I could sit up on the counter and with my hand mirror
and see the back.
And I just started cutting it. That first time, it probably took me about an hour to do it because I really didn't, I didn't have the confidence just to go too fast. Mm-hmm, right. But I kind of knew what I wanted to do.
So did you ever do this?
I did that when I was young. I did that when I was probably about in the third or the fourth grade.
Yeah.
But as an adult, you know, once I started doing it, then I was like, okay, I kind of got this. Then, like I said, I had 2 younger brothers, so now I can look at somebody and do it and see, you
Right.
know.
You got
And
to-
now I'm
you
looking
got
at
to actually use
looking
the
at that
tool,
lever.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, okay, if I do it like that, that's what it. Oh, okay. And then it just went off from there. So then eventually I got good enough to where, you know, like I said, I just had 1 pair of clippers. I didn't have no edges.
Right.
So I just had those. That's what I was putting designs in,
Yeah.
in that people's head,
People don't
edging up
understand that
and
struggle.
cutting.
Yeah.
I was doing all that with 1 pair of clippers.
People
So
don't understand that struggle.
what do you think has changed now from when you became a barber to today?
A lot has changed. A lot has changed. I mean, the fundamentals are the same. The fundamental principles are the same, but you know, you got much better tools now.
Yeah.
You know, technology has advanced the tool sets to where now you can really get, you know, you can really get specific with what you want to cut with, and you know what fits your style and fits
Yeah.
your hands and everything. That's one of the big upgrades. And then the haircuts. Haircuts generally are going to be the same throughout time, but different variations. But now these youngsters, now you know, you really get a lot of them. They look different, but they all the same. If that makes sense.
And with you bringing that up, what haircuts did you cut when you first started versus now?
Oh man, well I was cutting.
Yeah.
You know, so you talking? I'm starting cutting hair probably like maybe like 1992. So I'm cutting boxes, I'm cutting gumbies, I'm cutting ramps, I'm cutting booties, I'm
Yeah.
cutting shags.
Booties.
You know, I'm cutting ball fades.
No, hold up. So for the people who don't know, what's a booty cut? Because some people out there like booty. What is a booty?
Okay, well,
What's a
I'm
booty
gonna
cut?
go on with it. Here in Dallas, that was
Yeah.
a popular haircut. So if you know what a shag is, where you got the top is low, you got your sides tapered, but the back remains full all the way down to the bottom of the neckline.
Right.
Well, with that cut, you're gonna take that same cut, but instead of taking that full all the way down to the bottom, you're gonna taper the bottom of that up right around to where you got that occipital lobe. You're gonna taper it up to there. So you come in with a low top, tapered sides, full in the around the crown,
Yeah.
but then you taper it at the bottom.
Oh.
So when you look at it from the side, it got that booty shape to it.
Have you ever cut like multiple haircuts in one?
In one cut,
Yeah.
I think I've cut. I did a like a Gumby mohawk.
Ooh.
I did a Gumby
You was in your
mohawk.
bag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
had
was
to
in
get
your
it.
bag.
Yeah, I was in my
Your
bag.
bag.
I was.
Your
I
bag
wanted
on
to see if I could do it, so I did like a Gumby mohawk.
Yeah.
That's
I got one question. In your opinion, then versus now, right? What's changed for the better and what's changed for the worse?
in terms of
in barbering.
in barbering.
Yeah.
What's changed for the better? Pricing, number one. You can charge way.
I'm
you
like,
can
we gotta charge more.
Man, you get way more for a haircut. You know, when I first started cutting hair, I think haircuts might have been $7,
For real?
maybe $7.
You ain't
Maybe
paying no bills off
maybe
that.
seven.
That was a $5 ad.
Now, once again, you go relative to the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes more sense. But then you fast forward it to now, you like, yeah, you can add, get a lot more fat on that. But like I said, technology has really increased the abilities of how precise you can get with a haircut.
Right.
You know, you can really get down to the nitty gritty depending on your tool set and your skill set. And also, what else? You know, I like appointments. I like the appointment setting. You know, I'm from a time of first come, first serve.
Walk your ass
Walk
right
in,
on
come in the
in.
barbershop, you sit down, and the first come and first serve. You know, I started in a traditional old school barbershop, and that was the way we worked. So I still take walk-ins as a barber now, but appointments is my main thing.
Yeah.
But I'll never want to not take walk-ins.
Okay, with that being said, you got a skip line?
Yeah, you can skip. Hey, man. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You
Yes,
got
you
a skip line?
can. Yes, yeah. Membership has its privileges. You definitely can get yourself put in a position to where you're not going to have to wait very long. I never put somebody out of a chair. I
Yeah.
never put somebody out of a chair for somebody else. But you might get surpassed if the price is right.
Yeah. What do young barbers like misunderstand about our craft, about us being barbers and what we, present as far as being professional barbers?
I think one of the things they misunderstand on the way in is that, number one, this ain't a hustle. I too often hear people that don't do this consider this a hustle. This is a full-time profession in the craft. You got to be licensed and you got to be skilled. So you're not hustling. This ain't somebody that you can just walk in and do this. You have to really be skilled, focused, and professional about what it is that you're doing. So I believe that's one of the things. And then also I think a lot of times that they come in and think they're going to be instant sensations.
It's not going to be like that.
It's not going to happen like that. If you're blessed, you go somewhere where you can truly thrive and flourish. But, it's only the 1% that you're going to walk into just a ready-made situation. And, I count myself in the 1% because when I started working in the barbershop, I went to a barbershop, they were in dire need of another person. We had a full-time, the owner, I worked at a shop called Onyx Barbershop in Garland.
Let's go.
And Mr. Onyx was there full-time. Guy used to cut my hair, a dude named Barbering, and there was another dude named Perry that worked there. But Perry didn't come to work till later in the afternoon. Byron and Mr. Onyx would be there during the daytime, but because of the traffic flow, they needed somebody else to really be there most of the day to pick up some of that slack.
Some of them walking.
So when I went to go work over there, I hit at the perfect time. I went on a Tuesday. I had my tools in my girlfriend at the time. I had my tools in her car, and I went to go interview there. I had been going there getting my hair cut for some years before my best friend started cutting my hair at home. But I had been there so much they knew me. So when I was looking for a shop after I got my license, I was like, man, I'm gonna go over here to Mr. Arnick and see if he got a chair.
Right.
So I just on a whim, I put my stuff in the car and I said, well, I'm gonna go over here and see if I can talk to Mr. Arnick. So I went, talked to him 25, 30 minutes. He said, well, when can you start? I said, well, I got my stuff out in the car. He said, well, go get your stuff then and come on in. And from that day forward, I started working, and I worked every day after that. I walked into clientele. That don't happen. It don't happen like that. It don't happen like that. I just happened at the right time, at the right place, and it just rolled from there.
Excuse me.
So in starting out versus now, we're gonna move on, but starting out versus now, what do you notice as far as like how you gain clientele versus, like back in the day, word of mouth was key.
Absolutely.
You had to have,
For
word of mouth. But
For
now,
sure.
So many barbers using social media and other avenues. What do you see as the, the main difference between then and now?
Now,
Advertising.
I would have loved to have social media back then, because back then it was, you go buy your box of 500 cards, and you out passing them cards out everywhere you go. Hey man, here you go, man. Hey man, here you go, here you go, here you go.
Right.
And at the time when I started in '92, cell phones were around, but everybody didn't have a cell phone.
Right.
So it wasn't like somebody could just hit you right up. So, cause I know I didn't have a cell phone when I first started. So I would have my shop phone, had the shop phone number on my card. You know what I'm saying? My hours I worked and everything. And everywhere I went, I passed out cards. And what you always, and to this day, is you still hope, if I give you a card and I give you a haircut and you like your haircut, at some point, I hope you tell somebody else where you got your haircut.
Right.
That's that word of mouth, like you
Right.
said, because generally, if somebody tells you something works well, you'll take that to heart more so than just an advertisement. So that part is still alive. Word of mouth is the best advertisement that you can get. With social media, you can reach so many more people.
Right.
If
Right.
you add,
Without beating
individuals.
your feet.
Without beating your feet. It allows you to be in more places without you being there.
And
as
that
opposed
comes
to-
with consistency and wanting to have client retention.
That
That is the key.
That's the key. That's really what it is.
If you want
because
people coming back, you got to keep. You got to stay
have-
on point. Tighten up.
you want to
tighten up.
you want to have a core base of clients.
Yes.
And from that core base of clients, you want to continue to wrap customers around that.
Right.
And those customers that you wrapping around your clients, you want them to eventually become clients.
And they telling other people about you.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
what.
You
That's
gotta-
really.
you
That's
gotta
really what
have-
this
yeah,
business
you
is
gotta
based
have-
on.
yeah.
Out, working in the shop, where we work, you know, I see the same faces week in and week out.
Yes.
That's what you're supposed to. That's
Yes,
what we see new faces all the time,
Right.
but we see the same
Gotta have
faces.
that core.
Yeah, we see the same. I know pretty much the days my clients gonna come. I know pretty much a lot of the days Travis' clients gonna come. I know when your clients gonna come. You know what I'm saying? It's the consistency. That's how we pay our bills and
I'm
take
like,
care of
who
our
is
lives.
it? It's Ray. You be like, Ray, what you doing here?
If he come on any day other than a Saturday, I'm wondering what he doing.
Why you
Big
here?
Cal. If he
Yeah.
come in other than
Yeah.
Saturday morning, I'm like,
must
well,
got
what's
something
going
going
on?
What you got
Right.
going on?
That's just the consistency that you strive for in this business.
Yeah.
But also too, us having lives outside of being a barber.
Right.
I don't think our clients be understanding that. They just want us to just be cutting hair and showing up, just like, hey, cutting my hair. That's it.
We are a necessary service that we're fortunate enough that people continue to have to need, but they take us for granted a lot of times, and they want you there when they need you there.
Right.
But our lives ain't situated like that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know, for those that have wives, those that have kids, those that have other obligations, it don't always work like that. That's why you have set times on your scheduling app. Hey man,
This is when
you
I
can give
can
me
be
any
here,
time
bro.
in between here that's open.
Right.
But outside of that, bro, you know, a lot of times I'm not gonna be available for the special time, and
And even if I do it, it might cost you a little
it
extra.
might cost you extra.
It's gonna cost you.
And once again, anything's you know, the right amount of money you can always
Yeah.
pry that door open. You
That
know
old
what I'm saying?
saying might cost you a little.
Might cost you a lot, but it's gonna cost you.
It's gonna cost
But it's gonna cost you. But having a life outside of being a barber is important, man. And I would tell any young barber, make sure that you prioritize that, because you can spend so much time trying to build your business that the world passes you by.
Right.
You know, one of the things I do regret about being a barber as a young barber was I didn't travel much. And I think that every young person needs to get out and explore the world, see different things to know that there's more to this world than what you see on a day-to-day basis. So when you have the opportunities, travel, go see different things, go different places, and make sure you prioritize taking vacations. You can set your schedules far enough out to where you can schedule your vacation time. You know, that's one of those things that we as barbers and independent contractors, we have to do that just for your own sanity and peace of mind.
That's major. That's
Yeah.
major.
Well, let's just turn it a little bit. How did you come up with the brand, and what is the end goal for what you're trying to do with the company, and what's next?
Well, the inspiration behind the SKOOL clothing brand, the pandemic. When we were shut down for the pandemic, that was the first time in my professional life that we weren't a priority. You know, my whole time being a barber, I've always felt like what I just said was we're a necessary component to the human existence. If you want to be groomed, somebody needs to do that. But what I didn't realize were we weren't essential. And when they made the distinction about being essential and they shut down businesses and we weren't able to generate income, I was like, whoa, okay. I need to find another way to bring some bread in, you know.
But they changed it though too. They said we weren't essential, then they deemed us essential right after that.
Once again, after we had been off for a period of time, then they eased the restrictions on us and they opened us up with the different restrictions and spacing and all that. But that initial, like when the grocery stores, the liquor stores, those things were still
Kept
open,
open.
we were shut down.
Right.
And I understood why, because we're in such close contact with people. I understood why. I still didn't want it to be like that, but I understood why.
We don't understand. We really be dealing with this public safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Because
up in your
because of how
grill.
many
Public
people-
health.
Yeah, we up in your
I'm
grill.
right here.
So-
I'm in your mustache.
Yeah.
Right here.
So when I was sitting at home, I was just thinking, like, what can I do to generate income again outside of being a barber? And fashion has always been my thing. When I went to college, my initial major was gonna be law. I was gonna be a lawyer. My whole life I thought that's what I was gonna be. But when I got to college, I realized, man, I ain't got 7, 8 years of college in me. I ain't got
that's
that
a
long.
time.
I had been to school so much and done so much, I really just didn't have.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit sound expensive.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that energy. I just didn't have that energy to do that. So I changed my major to business administration. I was doing that, and then I was like, it's essential, but it don't feel like it's me.
It ain't you, yeah.
But what I found was, I found fashion merchandising. My initial plan was I was going to be a buyer for department stores. I was going to specialize in buying men's clothes for department stores and stocking the men's floors. Because I had worked in a lot of different clothing outlets and retailers like flashback, like places like Chess King, Oak Tree, Jeans West.
But I never heard of none of this shit.
Yeah, these were all boutique shops for the time, hip hop, urban wear.
Well, is that like high-end clothing? Like, what is that?
It was not, I won't say high-end clothing, but it was what you saw Bobby Brown them wearing in 88, 89.
I'm too young for that.
They were selling clothes like that, your rayons, your silks, your pleated baggies.
That was the
things of that era. I was selling those clothes, so I worked in close in those kind of stores. So I knew I had a propensity, and I always liked clothes. I grew up living with one of my aunts, and she was a very stylish woman. And I used to watch her all the time when she would get dressed to go out and stuff. So I would see the coordination of outfits and things like that. My grandfather, he was a sharp dresser. He was wearing custom suits with the monograms on the cufflinks and on the handkerchiefs and stuff like that. So I always saw people that dressed well.
Teach me the game, Ghost.
So that was always something that I kept in my mind that, okay, I'm looking at the way he putting his outfits together. Then I see my auntie, she's younger, and I'm seeing her putting her outfits together. So I just always had that in my mind. Okay, that's how you get dressed. So the clothing, it always came easy. It came natural to me.
That's what I was about to ask. So that kind of influenced your style in how you coordinate stuff, because you got your own personal style. And everybody that come in the shop, they know that like Big Mike dress. Big Mike is the dresser. Big Mike is
love the hat, by the way.
The overlord of fresh.
Overlord.
And it's just always been like that, because I tell people all the time, you could go back to the cats I knew in high school, and they'll tell you he was always dressing.
Yeah.
But I went to a school where
you had to.
If you wanted to get any kind of props or recognition, you had to be able to dress, because it was guys and girls that really could dress.
Yeah.
So you wanted to kind of, I wanted to step up in that. I wasn't a big time athlete or the most popular person, so I had to make sure I at least made my presence felt by, my wardrobe, and it just always carries forward.
So in doing that and starting school clothes, right, and starting your brand, what challenges did you encounter starting a brand that other solopreneurs, like, it's people out there wanting to start their own brands? What challenges did you encounter starting school that you could lend some wisdom to some of these other solopreneurs?
Well, the first thing I would say is come up with a name that's gonna mean something to you, and it's gonna be eye appealing and sound appealing to the masses. But come up with something that's gonna have a level of meaning to you, and then go get your LLC. Go get your LLC so that you have that business name, and you have the right to use that name on the things that you're gonna do. And then you have to know what lane you want to occupy if you want to do clothing. It's a multitude of things you can do in clothing, but you want to find a lane that you can occupy that you will not only enjoy doing, but you can be good at. See, what I do is I do custom clothing. I call myself, I'm the Dapper Dan of the South. I'm gonna make your outfit specifically to what you want. I don't have just a standard sweatsuit, t-shirt, sweatshirt.
Right.
You tell me the colors that you want incorporated, and I'm gonna make you a one of one out of that color scheme. And that's how I diversify. And that's how if you get a school outfit or a school sweatshirt, you're the only one with that. Now, there might be another school sweatshirt with those colors, but it won't be designed with the logos the same in the same place like that, so that yours will be a one of one. So that's the way I decided I was gonna do. So when I came out, I said, okay, I'm gonna do sweatshirts, t-shirts, sweatsuits.
Yeah.
And all of those, no matter what the color schemes are, you tell me the colors you want, I'll make it, you know, and that was the hook that I approached. That's the way I approached it. And then what you have to do is you got to find a way to mass market yourself. You got to put yourself out there. You know, you have to advertise. You have to wear your brand or have your brand available to be worn by others so people can see. And then you got to take advantage of social media. You know, you put yourself out there, put your stuff out there. You know, get you a good website set up.
Can we hit them with the meaning of the name? SKOOL?
Oh, schooling is an acronym for Schooling Kings Out of Love.
Yes.
And the reason I named it that was because being a barber and a former football coach, what I learned was my role, one of the roles in my lifetime is to mentor young men, give good sound advice to young men, especially young black men.
Yes.
So
That's good.
as
That's
an older man, I feel that it's my responsibility to make sure I give and pass on game to younger black men. So that's the schooling the kings, and it's done out of love, because what good is it for me to live this life, gain these experiences and this knowledge, if I don't pass it on and move it forward?
Yes, sir.
So I think every man, that's his responsibility. And then also in the black community, you know, old school is a moniker that you get when you reach a certain age.
What's the age?
I always say, once you get to 40, you school.
You school?
Went from old school, then it got shortened to just school. So it's a term of endearment, because I feel like, number one, you got to live that long.
Yes.
You got to make it to that age.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to possess a level of wisdom and a level of compassion to be that, because you got to care about people outside of yourself, like I said, and pass on knowledge and wisdom to truly live up to that. So it means a lot to me, you know, to be considered school, called school, and for my clothing line to be called school.
I got another one for you. Legacy. What does that mean for you?
Oh man,
How does that look?
in the barber business, my legacy.
Just life. Just a man.
Oh, as a
that-
man, my
that
legacy.
Somebody that want to hear, like, hey, this how we gonna create our legacy.
My
This
kids,
is what
my
we
kids,
need to hear.
my kids are the legacy that I leave behind. You know, I'm a father of 5 children, 3 adults, two toddlers, and the mark that I leave on this world, in this business, is one thing, but them being able to live on and carry on the things that I've taught them and the things I've tried to instill in them, that's what's gonna be the everlasting legacy for me. You know, my last name is Hamilton, and being a Hamilton is very important to me, because my grandfather made it mean something. So I carry a lot of pride with that name.
Yeah.
So I try to impart that upon my children, so that they know to carry themselves in a certain and specific manner, in a way they should be proud of themselves and hold themselves to a personal standard of success and achievement, so that they can go forward, do more, and be more than what I've been. But to know that they came from good stock, and to know that I put them forward on a good path to becoming and being whatever it is they want, that's the legacy that I want to leave behind.
So for this last question, we're gonna go beyond the chair.
Okay.
This last question, and this goes back to your fashion sense.
Right.
So everybody got, you know, their favorite all-time sneaker. What's your favorite all-time sneaker, and why?
Oh man, that's a good question. It's one of those things that kind of move in and out, you know, depending on when it is.
You better not say a one.
No,
A one Jordan.
No, it ain't gonna be.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
think
no-
it's no one.
that
Jordan.
ain't Mike style.
Can I guess?
If I could only have one pair of tennis shoes or one style of tennis shoes that I thought was gonna help me make it through anything, it'd probably be an Air Max 1.
Air Max 1.
Air Max 1. Because I can make it work.
Reliable.
I can make it work with everything.
Yep.
What them look like?
That's this.
Yeah.
That's an Air Max 1.
Oh, they
Oh,
comfy.
They're comfortable. They're comfortable. They're not the most comfortable shoe, but
also
I
too,
can
they
I can make
stylish.
them fit with whatever outfit
Yeah.
that's gonna come around. You know, Jordans are good for what they good for, but you can't wear them with everything.
Them hoes trash, them motherfuckers, honestly.
I like Jordan. You know, like I said,
Jordan
in the
got
shoe,
his place.
they got their place. But if I just had to go somewhere, he said, man, you can't take but one shoe with you. I'm gonna go and get some Air Max 1 and rock.
You make that
work with everything.
What's your favorite Jordan?
Probably the 9.
I don't even know what them hoes look like.
Probably the 9.
That 9
I
is.
don't even know what them hoes look like.
That's the one with the little. It's come
Yeah,
up
the
all
ones
around
I got
the
with the
side.
sky blue
Like-
on them that I had on a couple of weeks. I
I need to
showed
see
you.
it.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah,
place
probably
my
that 9.
eyes on them.
Well, man, look, it's been awesome sitting down talking to you, man. We get the benefit of talking to you every day. We work with you, but for those who don't know, it's been an awesome pleasure to get to know Big Mike, and we got more to come on Beyond the Chair TV, man. This is just the beginning, man. So
I like what you guys got going here, man, and this is a way to get to know, you know, it's some great barbers here, first and foremost. There's a lot of great barbers here in the Metroplex, and I'm eager to see the different barbers that you interview. I want to tune in to see that myself because I've been in this game a long time, and, you know, we're in the age now with social media. You have the celebrity barbers, you have the well-known barbers, you have the this, you have the that. You know, so it's a lot of really good guys. It's a lot of great technicians of this craft, and I'm just interested to see a lot of them come sit down in this chair and, you know, share their insight and share their stories through your platform, man. And I'm loving what y'all are doing. You know, I like to let everybody know you can find me on all social media platforms. On Instagram, I'm at SKOOL Clothes, SKOOLCLOTHES 2310. That's me on Instagram, and I can be found on Facebook at Michael James Hamilton II. You know, if DM me if you want custom clothing, custom sweatsuits, t-shirts, sweatshirts, DM me and I'll answer you back. But man, I wish you guys nothing but success in this, and I'll be watching.
appreciate you, brother.
For sure.
For me, this has been a great exposure. Like sitting down, doing a little one-on-one, and actually like talking
Picking
to
your
you,
brain.
like genuinely, and get to pick your brain a little bit, and you know, talk to you, let you respond. And I'm just like, man, shit,
Man, if nothing,
I'm great. I'm so grateful.
if
So
I've learned
grateful.
nothing else in these 31 years, is how to talk, man. So I love to sit down and spit game with you guys, and I learn from y'all every day too. So I mean, it's always, I think iron sharpens iron sounds cliche, but it's true.
But it's for real.
It's for real, man. You know, Don, as one of the younger guys that I work with, I appreciate you keeping the youthful vantage point in our barbershop and help me to learn from you. I watch how you move, man. I like your style. Travis, you know, you're a little younger than me, but you're also closer to my age, and I watch how you move. I love your professionalism, the way you move, the things you do. I learn a lot from you guys, and that's what it's all about, man. The community that we have in the barbershop, you know, is priceless, man. People can come in here for 45 minutes to an hour and be who they want to be in the barbershop, and we allow them the space to do that. And I'm glad I do it with you guys.
Yeah, and I appreciate us being able to have the dialogue.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's been times that I've been in the shop. I'm like, I can't talk to these niggas. Like they just some old bullshit ass niggas.
And it happens
And
like
here
that.
is different.
Oh.
I can talk and be me
you.
and
Absolutely.
you know ask questions and you know be like, hey, you tripping.
Right.
Like
no,
everything.
Joe.
Like
and
that,
one thing,
everything.
what's the one thing we say? Anybody can
Anybody
get
can
it.
Everybody can get it.
Nobody
Free
is
zone.
no big eyes and little U's, and I think that keeps everybody humble and grounded, and open to and receptive to any critique, advice, whatever. You know, if I don't know something, I'ma ask. That's and I feel like you're supposed to be comfortable enough to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Travis, man, how did you do that? How did you do that, man? Show me that again.
Also, too, the fact that we all have something to lose.
Oh man, you know,
man.
now I tell anybody, and this for anybody watching this, man, you have to always be careful of dealing with people that don't have nothing to lose.
Man.
Because if they don't have anything to lose, they're probably
do
willing to go to
anything.
some lengths that you won't go to because you do have something to lose.
They ain't
So
got
always
nothing to
be
lose.
careful.
They're going to make you lose something. And with that being said,
Let's go!
That brings us to the end of another episode of Beyond the Chair TV. On behalf of my crazy ass host, DJ.
Hey man, shit, I'm trying not. I'm trying to keep this shit reserved.
And my man, Big Mike the Barber. Appreciate you once again for coming through.
For
Big
sure.
dog.
Absolutely.
This is
Big dog.
Beyond the Chair
That is
TV.
the big man.
Real talk, real people. I'm your host, T-Rock, and we out till next time.
Let it bounce.